Now what we're seeing is a ton of backtracking on the situation. Everybody's backtracking because Trey Lance is playing well. Matt Mayoko's come out and said he's the best one in training camp. And I believe it. I've been there for 3 days. I do believe he's been the best one in training camp. And so I love to see that the narrative is changing. It'll be interesting to see if he gets into preseason games, how well he plays, what that looks like. But to me, this is a clear backpedal, Deion Sanders style, for sure.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. Like, I mean, it makes me feel good about the 49ers. Like, they actually are being true to it being a quarterback competition. If Trey Lance does poorly in practice, they've held him accountable for that. Like, I think a lot of us have said, man, it's just practice. Why are you taking this so seriously? And the Niners are like, no, this is our culture. Sorry. Like, we're holding every player to this standard. And if Trey wants to get on the field, he needs to do better in practice. Okay, that feels harsh, but okay. What if he does well in practice? Are you going to reward him? And it sounds like, I don't know, when Matt Mayoko and Adam Schefter talk about the 49ers, I just assume they talked to someone about something. And the fact that they came out with this on the same day makes me feel like the 49ers feel like, you know what? We've let this narrative go a little too far that we don't like Trey. And I think it's time to let people know that actually he's been doing the right things for like all off season, and we're encouraged. And it doesn't mean that we're going to make him the starter, and it doesn't mean that we think he's going to be Patrick Mahomes, but it does mean we're very pleased with him, and I think people should know that, and I think he should know that.
I think that's a fair take. The question is why wouldn't they have done it earlier? The only thing I can think of is that, okay, he did all the right things throughout the offseason, and now he's not only done the right things, but he's actually starting to perform on the field. Was it that they were waiting for him to perform on the field? Is it simply that?
I think they were waiting to see results. I don't think they expected him to make these strides. I think they pretty much left him for dead, to use a bad metaphor. And this whole Jeff Christensen thing, it's all Trey. And I think they're all like basically saying, wow, like we didn't expect this. We didn't point him in any direction. We like Brock. We essentially were like, we don't want you anymore, but we're contractually stuck with you. Yeah. But we don't care. And he made all these strides, and now they're saying, well, you know what? Let's see where this goes. Like all of a sudden you're like, you lowered the bar so much. We wrote you off. Maybe we were wrong, but now we look at you differently. Like you like grew up in front of us. We put you through hell, and you're better for it. And you're the best quarterback in camp. Let's say that again. The best quarterback in camp. Brock isn't himself. Sam Darnold is himself, and that's a problem. Brandon Allen, come on. Trey Lance has the best numbers. He has the highest completion percentage in camp. And when you look at his numbers just with the starters, they're even better. He's almost completing 70% of his throws. So I think it's fair for like people to acknowledge it. People have been real quick to bury him, but I think you need to acknowledge this little recent uptick, and it's nice that the Niners seem to be the ones that are leading this charge.
By the way, I don't think you have to mute at all because that's not muting anything. That's the only way you can mute your mic. So I think we're good to go when I talk. I just have to mute mine because you're super duper loud.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, just kidding. No, okay. So let me ask you this. Could it possibly be that maybe Trey Lance is not only playing really good, but Brock Purdy's not playing as good as what they thought he would coming back from injury? And so now they're like, hold on. If we have to start this guy at any point during the season, what the hell does that look like? And we can't have a narrative that he's not any good. Otherwise, who the hell is going to buy it if we have to put him in games at any point?
Yeah, and if you throw Brock Purdy out there when he's 75% healthy, what does that say about Trey? And you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't help Brock or Trey to throw Brock out there before he's ready. And I think what the Niners are trying to do is play the best quarterback and figure out who the best quarterback is. And it's not just who played best last year. Like, Brock is a totally different person. He missed the whole offseason. He's rusty, and he's not himself, and he's coming back from this. Like, if things keep going this way, then they should start Trey Lance week 1. And it's no fluke that they're giving him first-string reps. They're giving Darnold first-string reps too, but Lance is the one that's making something of him. So maybe it wasn't their plan, but it also wasn't their plan last year to be starting Brock Purdy. So they need to be open-minded, and I think they know that. That's why Brandon Allen's there. Right? He is like the physical embodiment of their newfound open-mindedness. Yeah. You know what I mean? Great. We'll have that same energy with Trey Lance when he tears it up in practice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's just interesting to see this whole thing play out because Mike Silver and I went back and forth on Twitter about this situation. I found it interesting that, he was saying just a day ago that, listen, if the 49ers don't think Trey Lance is good enough to make this team, then go ahead and cut him and keep Brandon Allen. And then today, you've got like the main dogs come in, national media, and then Matt Maiocco, who, truth or not, I'm not quite sure how connected he is, but I feel like he's kind of the head media guy for the 49ers. He's NBC, Bay Area. To me, the 49ers let this narrative go if Trey Lance isn't performing. So I guess what I would say, as somebody who is looking at these reports, listening to Grant, listening to whoever, listening to myself, when you're hearing Trey Lance is playing well, and then you hear these things coincide with it, believe it. Trey Lance is playing really good football right now. You can say it's just practice, but I believe that the 49ers are even more impressed than what even they expected out of Trey Lance at this point.
And I think also, like, the Niners aren't looking at their quarterback room like they have 3 franchise quarterbacks. They're looking at their quarterback room like maybe one of them is a franchise quarterback, and they're putting their bets on Brock right now, but like they haven't even named him the starter for week 1. Like they're very tentative here. And I think they're trying to react to what they see in front of them. And what they see in front of them is Trey Lance is the best quarterback on the field right now, but it's only been a week, and maybe that'll change. Maybe Brock Purdy will snap out of it and he'll start throwing 3 days in a row. Because right now what he has is arm fatigue. And the Niners held that against Trey Lance. Well, Brock has it now. Trey Lance doesn't. And Sam Darnold is over there completing 58% of his passes like he has every year of his life. So what are they going to do? You can either convince yourself that Brandon Allen is the new Brock Purdy or give Trey Lance a chance. And it sounds like if Trey keeps doing this, that he might just get his opportunity. It seems like they feel like he got a couple opportunities and didn't make the most of them. You can debate that or not, but he's going to get another opportunity. And I think they feel like he just might be ready for it, especially now that he's sort of seen Brock. He's seen how Brock handled himself, how Brock sees the day. And I think they feel that Trey probably thinks he's better than Brock. So go prove it. And I think he's sort of in the process.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they are getting a little bit of echo when I talk, so it's slightly picking up. So if you mute right there, you should be good. All right, guys. I just want to see, quick question in the chat. When Grant talks, I think it's good. Now that I'm talking, I think the echo should be gone. Just want to make sure that the audio is good. Side bet, Jesse Rex, Grant's arm. Okay, I think we're good. Everybody says it's fixed. We got it. It only took one segment to get it fixed. Only one.